There we go. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Been a long time since I streamed. Okay, we are back. So, I want to welcome everybody back to eSIM Studios. Took a little break from YouTube to develop my very first app. I think a lot of the subscribers were aware of that. Some of y'all that are new usually update. I usually upload at least. I at least go live and or update a video once a day for like the last 2 years. Took a break, basically for the last, I don't know, how long has it been? A couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks, to develop my very first app. And I'm not going to spend much time on this, but just letting you know where I've been. I haven't died, at least not yet. But the app is live on the Apple App Store, and we're getting close to launching it on the Google Play Store. Google Play requires 2 weeks of testing, no matter who you are. And we're in the second week of testing, so hopefully at the end of this week it should be live on the Google Play Store. So it is called Just Jamaica. It's a Jamaica travel guide app. So if you're traveling to Jamaica, it's got hotels, we have resorts, we have reviews, we have Google Maps API integrated into the app. So if you find a resort or a restaurant you want to go eat at, you just hit the little directions and it'll take you right to the restaurant, the bar, things to do, the Bob Marley Museum, all sorts of stuff. So there's a little void I found, that there's no apps on, well, there's a couple apps on Jamaica, but definitely not like a travel guide packaged into an application. So that's what I did, right? You find a void to fill, and that's what I did. So I'm in the process of making, well, I already made it, a second application, but that's another day for another story. But let's get into the news of the day. I don't want to waste too much time. I know it's a little later. I plan on going live again. I'm gonna try to do it every day. Once I say that, don't hold me to that, but I'm gonna try to do it on a normal schedule, so you can know and expect when we can talk about some technology stuff, right? So there's a big news story today that it sucks, right? And this hit me in the gut today. Like it felt literally, I'm not joking, like a punch to the gut. And what am I talking about? Well, today we got news that one of the things, and by the way, I did order a Google Pixel 10 Pro. As you know, we're hashtag Team Pixel over here. Every single year for the last, I don't know, I think since, well, my wife and I have gotten brand new Pixels every single year. So going back 10 years, right? We started buying my daughter a new Pixel with us. So 3 Pixels every single year for the last 5 years. And this year was the first year my daughter was like, nah, I don't need a new Pixel. I'm like, are you crazy? It's the new Pixel. I don't need a new phone. So I was like, okay. So we bought 2 new Pixels. My wife got a Pixel 10 Pro. I got a Pixel 10 Pro. And we're gonna jump down to the smaller size because it's technically a badass flagship and it's a small phone. So y'all know I got a bunch of phones over here. Whenever I leave the house, I got 2 phones with me at all times. So I thought, you know what, since it's not my daily driver, although I will be daily driving it, I want a small phone this time. So I have right now I'm daily driving the S25 Ultra and the Pixel 9 Pro XL. And I got the Moonstone color, 256 gigabyte. Now I just checked. Actually, let me check my order status. Did any of y'all get the new Pixel? If so, which one did you get? We have a lot of juicy stories in regards to the new Pixels. Like, I want to do discussions about. I know 1 or 2 of my subscribers got the Nothing phone, right? It's the same price as the Pixel 10. Would you get a base Pixel 10 or the Nothing Phone 3, right? We're going to do camera comparisons with the new Pixel 10 Pro series Brian says the subject is a horrifying development. The one thing Android has over iOS was the side loading apps. Yes, thank you, Brian. And that's what leads me into the story for today. Is the punch to the gut, is the news that Google and or Android, well, I guess Google, let me turn this music down a little bit, is going to, well, they're not totally going to stop side loading, but basically for 99% of people they are. Now, if you really, really want to side load apps, you still can. And let me explain that, because let me pull this story up. Explain it a little better. So where is this story? I had it right here. Here we go. Actually, let me do this. Let me copy this one, copy it, and let me paste it up here. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it over to my other display. So here we go. Let me share the screen. Such a bummer, man. Can't believe this, dude. This is horrifying news. If you're an Android user, if you're an Android fan, this is like the equivalent of literally getting your arm chopped off, right? This is one of the core features that everybody loves about Android. Now, have I stopped side loading apps? No. Have I slowed down how many apps I sideload? Yes, but I still do it. I didn't really get if I would have thought about this before I hit the live button, I would have gone to my devices and told you how many sideloaded apps I have on my phone compared to apps that you get from the App Store. I probably have probably around 10. I probably have anywhere from 8 to 10 apps that are not on the Play Store that I sideload, right? So let me show you this. So here is the story. Google will require developer verification to install Android apps, including side loading. Now, this is a little confusing, because when you read this headline, it reads Google is requiring developer verification. Now, I have, since I'm developing an app, I have a developer's account, right? But 99% of people are not going to want and or need a developer's account, right? Like, what about your parent, or excuse me, what about people that are less tech savvy, like your parents, like your grandparents, like your sister, like your aunt, like your cousin? They're not going to want chances are they're not even side loading. But I'm just saying this headline is a little deceiving, because it says Google requires developer verification to install Android apps, including side loading. Well, isn't installing Android apps side loading? They're kind of separating that as side loading and Android apps. So is Android apps meaning you're gonna have to have a Google developers account to install anything from the Play Store? I doubt it. But what this means, I'm assuming this means, is just straight up side loading. So this requirement applies to certified Android devices that have Play Protect and are preloaded with Google apps. The Play Store implemented similar requirements in 2023, but Google is now mandating this for all app install methods, including third-party app stores and side loading where download an APK file from a third-party source. So that's like APK Mirror, right? That's the only source I sideload mine from, is APK Mirror. Now, if you really want to continue this, you still can, right? Now, what does it take to get an Android developer's account? No, not much. Look, you can still get a developer's, you can still start and get an Android developer's account if you are technically not a developer. If you technically don't even upload an app to the Play Store, meaning if you're a developer, you can still become a quote-unquote developer, but not upload anything to the Play Store. So this is not a like death blow, so to speak, but it just adds another hurdle on top of sideloading stuff, right? Like it just adds another speed bump you have to do to sideload applications. Now, why is Google doing this? Well, they're basically doing this. Here's what they're going to say, and I guess it's true, so kind of. They're going to say it's for security, right? And I get it. They don't want people sideloading applications that are malicious, that where have you heard this before, where quote unquote bad actors package a like my app, right? So what if I'm actually uploaded it to the Play Store so they can scan it for viruses, and it won't have any viruses, because if after Google scans it and after I submit it, Google scans it for viruses, and then they make it live in the Play Store, Google is certifying that this app on our Play Store is virus free. Now, if I was a quote unquote bad actor, what I could do is throw a bunch of viruses in this APK and upload it to APK Mirror, or upload it to whatever your favorite third-party app store is. And then you download that app, and then you install it, and then you run it, and then you would have a virus, right? So Google doesn't want you to do that. They want your devices to run nothing but Google Play applications, right? And I get it. But there's still a number of applications I use that are not allowed on the Play Store. Now, why would they not allow some apps in the Play Store? There's some apps that I use that require or don't meet, should I say, certain specifications, permissions that the Google Play Store requires to have. So a lot of mine are not hacking apps or anything crazy, but there's some location-based applications that got kicked off the Play Store. Some of the other apps that I have are like spoofing apps, right? You can spoof your GPS location. I got all that crap. Don't ask me why, but I have it. But now let me do this for those of y'all. Now let's find out. It doesn't say when they're going to implement this. You can still sideload apps right now if you want to. I don't know when they're implementing this. Probably pretty soon. I'm assuming it's probably going. They're going to probably package this in with a monthly update, I'm assuming. So it doesn't say when, but just know somewhere down the line, if you try to sideload an app and it gets blocked, now you can go in your settings and turn off Play Protect in your settings, and that's what I have to do to install applications now. But Google's just going to take it one step further and just lock it down and not let you do it at all, unless you have a Google developers account. Now, if you still want to sideload applications, let me show you. I'm going to link this when the video is done. Come back to this, or if you're watching this in the future, go down into the video description. I'm going to link where you can, it's not even apply. You can just sign up for a developer's account, and boom, there you go. And then you can download apps. Yes, you can download apps off of the Play Store and install them on your phone. So here's where you go. Let's see, Google Developer Console. So you're going to go right here, and I'll link this in the description so you don't have to go searching around, right? It's right here. Google Developers Console. It's really easy. Oops. Well, you get the point. It's really easy. What you're going to do is sign in to the Google Play Developers Console and basically just hit a couple of check boxes and say, okay. Now, if you want to upload an application to the Play Store, they're going to charge you $25 every year, which is not that bad. Apple charges $100 a year just to be a developer, to actually upload applications. You can still get a Google Play developer account and not upload applications. So it sucks. It is what it is. Brian says censorship plays a part. I'm sure it does, and that brings up a good point, because look, going this route, sort of like Apple does, right? I didn't know if Apple was going to, and they're such a big company, right? They don't have eyes on me, right? They've blocked one of my accounts for stuff that I've said for some of my content in the past for criticizing them. But this other route that I went did get it uploaded. But going back to that, they can only allow you to download and or use applications that are allowed on their Play Store. So what if there was an application that what if there were some protests, right? But it was an application on where you can meet up for these protests. Well, if Google or Apple doesn't want you to have that app, and if they don't want you to protest, they can kick it off of their store and then block people from installing that app on your phone. See what I'm saying? So yes, it could dive into the censorship waters. I can certainly see it going there, not necessarily for sure in the future, but I'm saying has potential to go that route. So it sucks, but it is what it is. It's not like back in the day when you can side load anything and everything your little heart desires. Even back in the day when I used to flash ROMs and custom code ROMs and put a custom recovery on my phone, those days are long gone. I can tell you that. The custom ROM world is dead. It's officially dead. Now, you can still get on XDA, and XDA is more of a news and or media online publication now than it is a developer's publication. But, you know, time goes on, stuff changes. So, stuff changes, just like the stupid eSIM that we're getting with the Pixel 10 series, which sucks, but it is what it is. We will get into that Pixel 10. I'm getting mine on Wednesday, and I'll do an unboxing, right? We'll walk through that. Can't wait. I got the Moonstone. Looks pretty nice. Now, there was another story I wanted to jump into. Let me show you this. Check this out. So, here's something that sucks. Speaking of the Pixel 10, it's a bundle of bad news today. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but look at this. So, let me share it for y'all. Check this out. The Pixel 10. The Pixel 10. Now, this is a story that I'm not a fan of. So, with the new Pixel 10, now let me take a step back. Let me tell you what's going on right now with Pixel. And this affects me because one of my family members has a Pixel 6a. The Pixel 6a has been having, as of lately, battery issues. Now, not the normal battery issues that you're thinking of. This is having really bad battery issues. There's a couple reports floating around out there right now that the Pixel 6a's battery catches on fire. That's correct. Blowing up. Like the, what was it? The Note 7, right? The Samsung Galaxy Note 7. You remember those that used to blow up? And everybody had to return theirs, including myself. So what Google has done now, it's not a lot. I think it's only a total of 2 or 3 out of millions of phones of 6As sold, but that's still it's still a concern. So what Google has done with the Pixel 6a series in the last 3 months is basically when the 6a got its last update, which was last month, the update before that, so 2 months ago, they pushed an update that only allowed up to 80% charging on the Pixel 6a and cut the charging speeds in half because they want to make sure. Now, they haven't done a recall, but they want to make sure users of the 6a are basically not overcharging their phone, are not putting any extra heat on their phone. And they're doing that to try to make sure they don't blow up, essentially. Now, it's not a cause of concern, but they've taken every precaution, in my opinion, that they could have, right, to try and prevent this stuff. Now, here is something that I'm not a fan of, though, with this news. So, and by the way, if you do have a Pixel 6, Google's giving a lot of trade-in value for your Pixel 6a. Excuse me. If you have a Pixel 6a, I strongly encourage you to upgrade to the Pixel 10 series, really. If you go order a Pixel 10 on the Google Play Store, if you choose your trade-in device as the 6a, they're giving you like a huge, they're encouraging you to trade in your Pixel 6a for a new Pixel. So I think in the past, the trade-in value for the 6a was like $80 or something like that for like for the last year's model. It wasn't a lot for the 6a. This year, if you're trading in a 6a for a Pixel 10 series, they're giving you like $300 off, like way more than even the phone is worth, to basically not have that phone and try to eliminate that very small percentage, but definitely plausible case of a battery overheating and or catching fire or exploding. So they're encouraging you to upgrade. Now, what steps is Google making to make sure this doesn't happen in the future? Well, it seems like they're taking a massive step. In fact, I think they're overstepping what, in my mind, would be adequate scenario to try and keep these batteries nice and safe. Now, this doesn't necessarily affect, I mean, it will, but this will affect, if you're buying a Pixel 10 and you plan on keeping it for more than a year, if you're unlike me, where I get the new, every year comes out, I get the new Pixel. I trade mine in and or sell it, and get the new one, and get the new one. Well, what Google's doing with this new Pixel 10 series, if you plan on keeping it for more than a year, this is definitely going to affect you. So the Google Pixel 10 battery takes a hit after 200 life cycles, courtesy of a feature you cannot switch off. So what they're doing is after, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. What Google is doing is they're implementing a safety feature that cannot be turned off. So what they're doing in this new Pixel 10 series is after 200 charging cycles. Now, a full charging cycle like me, I got my phone plugged in right now. Like, I don't wait till it's at zero. I don't wait till it's at zero to plug it in, right? Sometimes I'll plug it in at 57%. Sometimes I'll plug it in at 3%. Very rare do people plug it in when it's at zero, when it's dead. Now, does Google count out of these 200 charging cycles, does Google count anything plugged in less than 5% up to 100%? Is that a charging cycle? Or does it have to be at 0%? When you plug your phone at 0%, when it's dead, and you charge it to 100, is that a full charging cycle? Or is whenever you plug it in, when no matter if you're at 37%, no matter if you're at 54%, no matter if you're at 78%, when you plug it in and it hits 100, is that a charging cycle? That I don't know, and that I am trying to get clarity on, because when and see, this is why I hate these kind of articles, because they throw information out there and you're like, okay, but so what do they consider 200 cycles? Is this like basically 200 days? I don't know. And I reached out to somebody that I know that's in the Pixel department at Google to see if they can clarify this for me. I'm going to try to get clarification for everybody, because I don't know what a charging cycle, I mean, I know what a charging cycle is, but like in their terms, I don't know what it means, right? But after 200 charging cycles, they're going to essentially degrade your battery. Try not to curse on this podcast, but WTF. What the freak? Like, huh? That means if you charge your phone every day from the very first day you get it. So when I get my Pixel 10 Pro on Wednesday, 200 days from them, that's 2/3 of a year. So that means people like you or me that are getting this new Pixel 10 series, and this affects any Pixel 10, the Fold, the Base, the Pro XL, after 200 charging cycles, you're going to see significant decrease in battery charging speeds, in battery, what do they call it? Filling up. I don't know what they call it. Where you can only charge it to 80%. Now, this news has kind of got me very upset because we're not allowed. I don't keep my phones for more than a year. So after 200 days and or 200 charging cycles, so let's see, if we're in August right now, I'm going to get mine on the 27th. So 365 days in a year. 200 days is like damn near half the year. So Google's telling me and telling you, basically after right around 6 months, give or take a few weeks here and there, 200, actually, you know what? Okay, Google, how many months is 200 days? Okay, Google, how many months is 200 days? Calendar days. Okay, so 200 days equals 6.5 months. So Google's telling me and you, after roughly 6 months of using your Pixel 10 on a consistent basis, after 6 months, they're going to cut the charging speeds in half, and they're only going to allow you to charge it to 80%. Are you shitting me? Like, this feature should be turned. You should be able to turn this off. Now, like, I'm getting pissed off just talking about this. Doing stuff like this will make people like me not want to buy a new Pixel if these are the things that, like, I want my phone charged as fast as possible. That's why I don't even wirelessly charge my phone. I don't wireless. I want my phone plugged. I want my phone charged from 0 or from whatever to 100 ASAP. That's why wired charging is always faster than wireless. But I don't want it to go to 80%. Who wants your phone? Who wants it charged to 80%? What if you're going to go on an excursion? What if you're going to go on a road trip? What if you're going to go on a? What if you live in Colorado in the Rocky Mountains and you want to go on a long hike? I want my phone to be 100%. So in this story that Android Central put out, the Pixel 10's battery health assistant is turned on by default, and there is no way to turn it off. It begins lowering voltage. I repeat, lowering charging voltage after 200 charging cycles, and keeps adjusting until 1,000 charging cycles. Expect slower charging and a smaller usable battery capacity over time. This is complete horse shit. Google's battery health assistant, first introduced on the Pixel 9a, is built to slow battery wear by deliberately lowering charging speeds and voltage, helping the cell maintain consistent performance as it ages. The tech giant has now brought this battery feature to the Pixel 10 series, where it kicks in after only 200 charging cycles. And it is confirmed that there is no way to disable it. Once your Pixel 10 hits 200 charging cycles, it automatically starts lowering battery voltage in stages, continuing so up to 1,000 charging cycles. Google claims this slow adjustment helps the battery age more evenly and maintain stable performance over time. Dropping the voltage also cuts into the battery's usable capacity, meaning shorter battery life and longer charging times. Google hasn't shared exactly how much capacity is lost after only 200 charging cycles. Again, that's only 6 months of usage. Google's official rating for Pixel batteries is to maintain 80% of their original capacity after 1,000 charging cycles. However, it is open question whether Pixel 10 owners will be able to utilize this full capacity. Google claims the Pixel 8a and newer models should keep 80% of their original battery capacity after 1,000 charging cycles, but the always on battery health assistant feature adds another layer of capacity loss. In other words, every Pixel 10 will see gradual dip in usable battery beyond normal aging. Well. Samsung's cycle rating puts Google to shame. Unlike Samsung's flagship phones, which are rated to keep 80% battery capacity after around only 2,000 charging cycles, Google's stricter limits stand out. The move may be a precaution after the Pixel 6a's overheating issues, with battery health assistant likely turned to kick in after only 200 charging cycles. Avoid repeats and safeguards the Pixel's brand and reputation. Google's decision to make this feature mandatory feels restrictive, especially since other phone makers give users the option to manage battery settings themselves. I think this is stupid. No, excuse me. I don't think this is stupid. I think it's a smart idea, but I think it's stupid not to allow the user full control of their device. I think it's stupid that they are not letting users toggle this on or off. If I want full charging speeds, if I want full charging capacity, I should be able to toggle that on or off, right? These are the restrictive things that takes me back to what I mentioned earlier. Basically, custom ROM stuff. That's the whole reason why there was a modder section with XDA, right? Where you can kind of bypass stupid stuff like this. Now, do I think they're implementing this specifically because of the Pixel 6a? Yes, I do. And I think they're overstepping their boundaries. I applaud them for being proactive about this, but in my opinion, this is overdoing it, because just after 6 months, it's going to suck. It's going to suck to charge your phone. It's going to take probably twice as long, and it's only going to go up to 80%. So that's really going to put a thorn in my ass, as I'm sure it is for a lot of you, right? We all love Pixel, and these are, for people that have options, this might just be the differentiator between somebody going with, should I get the iPhone? Should I get the Pixel? I don't know. They're only about a month away release date. This will make people want to go to iPhone, right? Maybe you want to get a Samsung. Maybe you're eyeing your AT&T deal is up, and you want to get add a new line, but you're not sure which phone to get, right? The new Samsung looks mighty nice. The new S25 Edge, ooh, it's a badass phone, right? Or should you get the new Pixel 10 Pro XL? Damn, only after 6 months you can only charge it to 80%, and it takes freaking an hour and a half, 2 hours to charge it. No. Like, these are the things that I think they need to scale it down a bit. You need to make this option in the settings where you can turn this on or off, just like Samsung does, right? Just like OnePlus does, just like a lot of companies do. So this is just, it's not good news. Yes, no side loading. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. If you want to know the full explanation, you can certainly replay this, but I'll explain real quick. So what Google's doing is, that's correct. They're ending side loading, but there is a catch. If you still want to side load, you can. Now, it says in the article I read earlier that you have to have a developer's account, which I do, right? But guess what? You can too. So you can actually create a developer's account, but not upload anything, not upload any apps. I mean, you can. I've had a developer's account for over a year, and I just uploaded my first app last week. So I'm proof, you can do it. So if you really want to sideload apps, I'm going to put a link in the video description down below. It's not there yet, but I'm going to put one there. As soon as this is done, come back to the video. I'm going to have a link for the Google Google Developer Console. It's where you can just, it's easy, right? Just put in your email, say yes, hit a couple check boxes, and boom, you're a developer, and sideload away. Now, they're not implementing this right away, but I think they're going to do it here in the next update or two, right? I don't even think they're going to wait for the full stable build of the next Android version. I think they're going to implement this. It's probably they're going to fly it right over our heads. Nobody's going to notice until you want to sideload an app. And my suggestion to you, if you're a sideloader like I am, when you're watching this video, go ahead and make a developer's account. Trust me, just go ahead and do it. And then when the time comes, when they do eventually cut sideloading off, you're not even going to notice, because guess what? Your Google account that you're signed into on your phone for Google Play, tie that in, use that same email address for your developer's account, and then you can sideload as many apps as your little heart desires. So yes, that is true. No more sideloading. When, we don't know, but probably pretty soon. If Google goes extreme with this, you will need a Google developer's account. Otherwise, you can disable Google Play Protect. Yes. Yeah, I do that right now. If you try to sideload an app right now, it'll give you some pop-up message with the, yes, Google Play Protect, some BS. I always turn mine off. It's one of the first things I do. But anyways, yeah, so that sucks. So I will definitely stay on top of this, as this will literally affect every single person buying a new Pixel here on out. Now, is this just going to where they degrade the battery after 200 charging cycles? So here's what I'm going to find out for y'all, and for me, but I reached out to Google. I'm trying to ask them, what do you consider a charging cycle, right? Is it anytime you charge it to 100 is a charging cycle, or does it have to be from dead 0 to 100? I don't know, because that would suck, right? No, what would suck is if whenever it hit 100, they consider that a charging cycle, because I hit like three charging cycles a day, if that's the case. Like, my phone is at 37%. I just plugged it in. My S25 Ultra was at 60 something percent yesterday. Just charge it in, right? So I would really be screwed if that's the case, because I'm hitting 2 or 3 charging cycles. I'm hitting 100 a couple times a day. All right. So I need to find out what they consider a full charging cycle. And we do know for sure that this is going to be implemented on each and every Pixel 10 series, no matter if it's the base model, Pixel 10 Pro, Pixel 10 Pro XL, Pixel 10 Pro Fold, and every Pixel moving forward, meaning the Pixel 11, Pixel 12, Pixel 13, or if they really want to screw people, they can do this with every previous device ever released, meaning they could just sneak this in there and implement this on a Pixel 9 Pro XL, on a Pixel 8 Pro, on a Pixel 7, Pixel 7a. Right now, it does not look like they're gonna do that. They could, but right now, with the information that we have right now, it's the Pixel 10 series and moving forward, right? So, not good. Now, one thing just popped into my head when I was explaining that just right now. There is a workaround, and I think I'm going to do this. So if apparently this is what we have to deal with now, after my 200 charging cycles, roughly 6 months, we asked Google 200 charging cycles. If you say you have a charging cycle per day, which I think is probably average, 200 days comes out to 6.5 months. So here's what I think I'm going to have to do if this really turns out to be a big pain in the ass. I'm probably going to flash, what's it called? What's the super secure operating system, the custom ROM? Shit, what is it? Not CyanogenMod. Damn, why did I got a brain fart. Anyways, it's the super secure custom ROM. It's got shit, what's the name? It's gonna bug me if I don't look it up right now. Apologize. Secure. custom ROM. Graphene. Thank you. Thank you. Jesus Christ. One of those days. Graphene OS. Thank you. I'm probably going to have to install Graphene OS. Now, if you want to install, I was going to make a video on it anyways. I just haven't found the time. Well, this might be the perfect time after my 200 charging cycles, and they slow my charging. It takes twice as long to charge it. You only charge it to 80%. I can guarantee you that feature is not going to be in the Graphene ROM. I guarantee you that. So my best bet, if you want to have a Pixel-like experience, you can install Graphene. You can still install all your apps from the Google Play Store. You can even sideload them. The Graphene OS is looking pretty good right now after your 200 charging cycles, especially whenever they implement the no sideloading thing. So very exciting week for the Pixel lovers like myself. The Pixel 10 series, mine comes on Wednesday. And then I get this news today where I get hit not only with the no more sideloading, god damn it, and then I get this news after 200 cycles, they're gonna slow your charging and reduce your battery capacity. What the hell are they doing? Okay. Sucks. But it is what it is. It's getting late. I know I started this late. So here's the deal. I get my Pixel on Wednesday, as I mentioned. It's the Pixel 10 Pro, not the XL. I'm going to go small this time around. So I'm going to get the Pro, the Pixel 10 Pro. It's a long day. It is the silver color, the Moonstone Pixel 10 Pro 256. Get that on Wednesday. We're also getting a black Pixel 10 Pro. So we'll have both colors, and I will do live unboxings, and we will do reviews and all that good stuff on Wednesday. Now, I'm going to really try and do a daily live stream, even on the weekends, even if it's for 30 minutes, daily live stream. I'm going to try to start it at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. 5 p.m. on the East Coast, or 2 p.m. on the West Coast every day. So I'm going to try, even if it's for 15-20 minutes, whatever the hot topics are of the day, we can discuss. So I'm going to have a giveaway very, very soon. I have a ton of, yes, thank you, Graphene. I have a ton of cases that I need to give away again. So for the Pixel 10 series, I've reached out to a lot of case manufacturers. So far, we have Nilken on board. Nilken does not have any cases right now to purchase. They said they're currently manufacturing them, so they're trying to get them out as fast as possible. But they're going to send me a whole pack of Nilken cases for the Pixel 10 series. I reached out to Crave. I think Crave. Look, I got my Crave cases right here. I've been rocking these lately. They're gonna hook us up. And Thinborn, Fiberborn, right? They're a big supporter of the channel, and I'm a big supporter of theirs. They're gonna hook us up. Who else? Rinky. Rinky's also gonna send us a bunch of cases. Now, I'm gonna give away some of these cases. So I'm gonna review each and every one and give some away. So if you have a Pixel 10 series, a Pro, I got free cases for you. But now that we get a new phone, guess what? A new phone goes out the door. So we bring a new phone in, an old phone goes out the door. So y'all are not going to believe how many cases I have. A lot of these are my wife's cases, but she's trading hers in. So what do we do with over 100 cases? I was like, let me just give them away. So I found Pixel. So we got Pixel 9 Pro XL cases, over 100. We have Pixel 8 Pro cases. The Pixel 8 Pro is the big one, right? When did they move to the XL? Anyways, I have the Pixel 8 Pro XL, or Pixel 8 Pro, the big Pixel 8 Pro series. So I got a ton of cases. So I got Pixel 10 cases to give away, Pixel 9 Pro XL cases and Pixel 8 series cases. Stay tuned to the channel. I don't know how, or I'm not going to give them all away on one day. Probably do over the next few weeks. I have so many Pixel 9 cases. I'll probably, starting this week or next week, I'm just going to give some away every day. Probably towards the end of this week. I'll do a StreamYard giveaway. It makes it nice and easy, makes it fair, makes it legit. Y'all can see who the winner is, as I do, and I'll just ship them away for free. So stay tuned. I got a lot of giveaways to come up, and it's time to get back to YouTube. And I do appreciate all the support. I got a lot of people that have reached out behind the scenes. A couple of people reached out and they're like, "Yo, are you okay? You haven't been uploading or streaming." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm just trying to working on this app." So now that the app is uploaded to the app stores, I can focus on on YouTube a little bit more. So appreciate the time. Please take care, and I will see y'all tomorrow. You know what? Let's do this. 8 and 8. Thank you, Brian. I knew it was something like that. It's one of those days. Let's do this. Join me tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll do our very first giveaway. All right? I will do giveaway starting tomorrow. So join me. Subscribe to the channel. You have to be subscribed to the channel. And if you subscribe, join me during the live stream. And I'll run probably multiple giveaways during the live stream. So I gotta run. My wife's texting me, "Where the hell are you?" So I gotta run. But appreciate the time. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Don't forget, if you want a developer's account, I'm gonna link it in the video description. I'm gonna end this, and if you want that link, come back to the video in about 5 minutes. Open up the description box below, and you'll see the Google Developer Console link below. Peace.